whether the glass is full of rock. They said yes. And he asked whether the glass is full. They said yes. Then he put some little stones into it. And he asked the question again, is it full? Because that little stones can go into the interstices of the big rocks. And they said yes. And then he took some sand. These are all our construction material, Anura, right? So he put some sand. Then again asked the question, is it full? They said yes. Then he put some water into it. It also went into the small, space in this material mixture. And the lesson that we learn from this is in our life. Most important thing, the big rocks are your family, your relations, and you must have space for them. And then you have other things like his religious activities. He had space, little bit bigger than Venerable Tirukunnamalai Ananda Thera. And then again he had time even to do professional practice. These are small things, but still he did that. So we must arrange our life in such a way that big rocks are being looked after properly. So that is why Desabandhu Gunasekara, I had to put my speech before you because big rock, I have a problem with my family commitment. So that is why I was in Ratnapura. Then I came to Colombo in 1 hour 50 minutes from Ratnapura. Too fast, too risky, but still I want to. And then I had to come home and change and have my lunch and come here. So since my some family members are leaving the country, I have to go and see them before they go to the airport. So that is why I think in our life we must think about the big rocks. This writing this book is not a small one. It's a little bit bigger, so smaller than the big rock, but something in between. So people say they don't have time, but you must arrange your lifestyle or way of life and giving more preference to your big rocks. This is my message to you all by observing his way of life. So he's a very good husband, and he always tells his wife is a very good wife. So he always says that, right? So I think you can be happy. A man like Senaka has done a wonderful job for the society. So with this, and also I want to mention Venerable Tirukunnamalai Ananda's brother. He was my classmate in school in Polonnaruwa, and always we have good relationship. He's also a very good social worker. Shelton Upaligi Ganagi. Thank you, Senaka, for inviting me. I enjoyed being here with you all, and I hope that you have, as Andra said, future to write some more. And I want to hire you to write my book so that you can help me, because since I don't have much time, I'm very bad in managing my time. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Our next speaker is none other than Deshabandhu Olkut Gunasekara, who served on the first board of the Mahaveli Development Board as a nominee of the General Secretary, and he was present at the ceremonial cutting of the first sod in Polgolla in 1989, where the Mahaveli project started. Before that, he was at Ampara as a government agent, where he became fully conversant with settler problems in new colonization schemes. With this background, he invited Mr. Senaka Samarasinghe to join the Dharma Vijaya Foundation as a trustee to facilitate the extension of the Dharma Vijaya Foundation activities in the Mahaveli areas. Mr. Gunasekara is currently the president of the Dharma Vijaya Foundation. The floor is open to you, sir.
Venerable Tirukunnamalai Ananda Thera, members of the head table, ladies and gentlemen, friends. It's a very interesting, and when Senaka invited me for this launching ceremony. I was wondering why I should come, because he was more in the Mahavali area, and as to why I should be here. And also I'm happy that I have seen very many launches of books, but these are written mostly not by staffers. Now the whole thing, Memoirs of a Staffer, we take decisions. At the top we take decisions. We do not know how those decisions are being interpreted and are being taken up by the staffer. And here is the insight of a staffer of his experiences in his work in the Mahavali area. And that is why I think this book is of significance, and I value this book. When I just went through the papers, I found that he has met me in 1988, not very far. But I knew his father from 1964 because it was his father who registered our marriage. So I do not know whether you knew that. But in 1988, he has met me, and we have had discussions. I think there was Mr. Ranjit Soisa, another trustee. And with my experience say in the cooperative sector, then in the government agent, Ampare and other places, I thought that Senaka would be an asset to the Dharma Vijaya Foundation and invited him to be one of our trustees. And from 1988 up to now, he's a trustee, although now he doesn't come very much for our board meetings. We have board meetings every Thursday, and it's a bit too much for him. But he has been contributing. In one of our latest projects, as you all know, we have a big problem in this country called chronic kidney disease, CKD. And we had a meeting of all the government and non-governmental organizations working on this area of kidney disease, convened by him at the Dharma Vijaya Foundation. He was the convener and was chair in the meeting at Dharma Vijaya Foundation. And we're discussing from the health sector, from the irrigation, the water board, all these people were there. And that gave me an idea, the type of man Senaka was. And even this audience here, it's a very interesting audience. And the way he moves in these matters, and also the way he develops his relationships. And that is why there's such a large group here. And we had with him as the convener, we had several meetings, and even the government sector was saying that they had not had an opportunity of meeting the health people, meeting the irrigation people and the water board people, and to work out some kind of a solution to this big problem. Even now, I think the CKD, that's really a problem, and there's so much of research that's been done, and we have been working on this, and Senaka has been assisting us in those matters. But what I really valued in him, since as Tirupurani Ananda Thera mentioned about the work of the Madhya Mahathera. Now his whole idea of development, which is also the philosophy of the Dharma Vijaya Foundation. You had listened to him, he had been mentioning Miniha Nohada Ratahadanata Behe, Miniha Hadaganamin Ratahadaganim. The importance of the qualitative improvement of man. Whatever development we have, the infrastructural development, it's very easy to work with concrete. We have many structures. Road could be constructed, and recently somebody was mentioning, roads are good, but if you can't walk, we can't go alone on the road. If you have fears, then I think what's the use of the road? If the people, the society cannot make use of the road peacefully in their day-to-day activities. The type of problems that we hear these days, which has been mentioned in the papers, newspapers, it shows that there is some important aspect in this development which we have forgotten. And even in the world systems, even the World Bank and other development authorities, they always think of economic factors, then the health factors, nutrition value, and education. These three aspects have been taken, but never do they take the moral or the qualitative improvement of man. And this is the message that we can give from this country. And this is the message that we have tried to see inculcated in our programs in the Mahabali area. And he was responsible for many of these programs. I think Dr. Mrs. Gunasinghe is there. We, from the Dharmajaya Foundation, we had quite a lot of work there in eye programs. There was a cataract operations with the assistance of the Dharmajaya Foundation, the doctors and others, coordinating with the Mahabali people. We have so much of work that we have been doing in that area, but still it's not enough, because yet we know that the important aspect of a healthy lifestyle, the fourfold development that we are speaking of, education. Education is not merely book knowledge or university education, but to be a good citizen of this country, to know your rights, duties, your obligations.